What's up guys, so welcome back to my channel for another video, or welcome to my channel if you're new. It's your girl Nishy here, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you're drinking your water, minding your business, and nourishing your mind, body, and spirit. So y'all, it has been a hot minute since I've actually sat down in front of the camera, and there's a lot going on. I hope you guys can't hear the neighbor cutting the grass for the millionth time. But without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So this has been long awaited, and I finally finished the Cancun series, and so I wanted to just kind of sum everything up together in one for you guys in terms of what to do, what not to do, what we learned, just our entire experience having booked our trip, gone, experienced it, come back all in one piece. So if you guys are interested in hearing about our experience going to Cancun, booking the trip, all of that good stuff, then definitely keep on watching. So I asked you guys on my Instagram before, and I have tons and tons of notes as you guys could tell. So hopefully this video won't be too long, but if it is, definitely grab some snacks or drink something and kick with me for a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is booking. Now, a lot of people had that question: how did we book? If we use a travel agent, what did we do? All of that good stuff, right? So generally speaking, we don't use travel agents, and when I say we, I mean my husband and I. So we typically use Travelocity to book all of our vacations. Actually, all of the trips that we've taken thus far have been booked through Travelocity. We haven't had any negative experiences with them. It's always been really smooth sailing, and even if you wanted to change something on your trip, it's really easy to contact customer service. I believe it's a toll-free line, so you could call them if you have any issues. They also have a place in the app where you can chat with a virtual agent via your phone, so you don't actually have to call. That also works as well, because we've had to use it and it works. So never had an issue with Travelocity. I would highly recommend using them. It's a subsidiary of Expedia, so they've been around, and like I said, we've never had issues with them. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is cost, because I feel like that's the next most logical step. In terms of cost, it cost us about 11,000 TT dollars, which is about 1,600 US for both of us. And that included flight, accommodation for 5 days, 4 nights, as well as we took the all-inclusive package, which included all of our meals and drinks for the entire time we were there. That cost, like I said, 11,000 TT or 1,600 US dollars. Now, we obviously would have walked with additional spending money, because we knew we wanted to do tours and excursions and different things like that, buy souvenirs, whatever, right? Traveling money, whatever, because we weren't going to rent a car, and I will get to that at a later point in the video, but definitely walk with extra spending money. We did get US here at the bank in Trinidad, and then converted it to pesos across there. The banks don't convert to pesos here, so you'll definitely have to get US and then convert to pesos when you get to Mexico. There are a lot of conversion places within the hotel zone. If that's where you choose to stay, that's where we stayed, and a lot of them give different rates, so just kind of look around. But the rate we got was 18.55 to every US. And I think the outside, like general conversion, is like 20 pesos to 1 US. So of course they took off a little bit for their own profit, but that is fine, that is to be expected. But yeah, that we found the best rate within the hotel zone, and so that is what we did. One thing I will advise you to do is book your trips before you even land in Cancun. I personally think that is the better option. My husband wanted to be able to have like somebody to look in their face and be like, hey, if things don't work out, I could come to you and be like, give me back my money, kind of thing. But I definitely think it's worth it to book before you get there, because we ended up paying a lot more than we would have had we booked online before. And I will put some links below for websites that you guys could check out and book any of trips, whether you're going to Cancun or anywhere else. Viator is a really good reputable place that you could book your trips online and all of the excursions and that kind of stuff. And they are also, I believe, don't quote me if I'm wrong, a subsidiary of Expedia as well, so they all kind of work together to give you like a really nice experience. So definitely try that if you're looking to travel on a budget. Definitely book all of your excursions beforehand. Now, we did tons and tons of research beforehand. Like, I want to say at least a month or two of research prior to, because when you generally go to a place, we want to make sure that we're getting like the best experience possible within the time and within the budget that we're working with, right? And so in doing that research, we would have decided where we wanted to go, where we wanted to stay. We watched tons of vlogs. And if you guys are doing that type of research, then definitely I will link my whole Cancun playlist down in the description. You guys could see where we stayed, what we thought of the place, all the things that we did, just to get an idea of what there is to do out there. So definitely do research. It is your best friend, and generally speaking, just seeing like real people talk about their experiences and show things kind of gives you a better appreciation for the actual place and the actual tour or the actual infrastructure that you're looking into. It's way better than just looking at pictures online, because those pictures could be from God knows how long ago. So definitely look up vlogs, different types of reviews, everything about any place that you want to go. It's definitely a better bet. Now, in terms of transport, we ended up booking with Happy Shuttle, I believe is the name of the place. I will also put their links. Everything that I'm talking about, if I can find links, I will put them down in the description box. But we booked with Happy Shuttle, and they took us to and from the airport. I believe it costed 55 US. That is something we booked beforehand. You don't want to wait until you get into Cancun airport and now trying to scramble for transport to your hotel, because they will rip you off. So definitely organize the transport before. We met up with them. They told us to look out for them in like these kind of neon green polos. I spotted the guy. We went across to him. He verified who we were, and within about 10 minutes, because there is traffic to and from the airport, within about 10 to 15 minutes our shuttle was there and we were on our way. So I highly recommend organizing your transport before you land. Make sure you have somebody who is reputable. Like I said, we use Happy Shuttle, and our driver, if you guys saw my vlog, he was very friendly, very helpful. We had no issues with them whatsoever. In terms of when they were supposed to pick us up to go back to the airport, they sent us an email just to verify that, you know, the flights were still the same, everything like that. They were on time to pick us up, had no issues. And if you wanted to do like a ride share, like if you're traveling on a budget, you could do a ride share and it would cost less. We, like I said, our transport was just us in the bus, and it costs 55 US, but you could do like a ride share option where they pick up you and other passengers going in the same general area, and that would obviously cost less. I don't remember the cost of those, but you could definitely look it up when I put the link down in the description box if you're traveling on a budget. And in terms of transport, while we were in Cancun, we had the option to rent a vehicle, which we decided not to do, because while the rentals were between like 15 to 45 or $50 US per day, which is really reasonable, the insurance that you have to add on to actually having the rental was, to me, ridiculous. And thankfully, we did not go the route of renting a car, just because transport in Cancun is so easy. Like using the local transport is super easy. I can't say for outside of the hotel zone, but we stayed in the hotel zone and it was so easy to get around. Definitely be sure to take the red buses. Don't take anything else but the red buses. If you listen to nothing else, listen to me when I say that. Only use the red buses. They go around the hotel zone, and it's 1 US or 12 pesos per person for the ride. So however far or outside of the hotel zone you want to go, however long the ride is, flat fee. And the buses come like, honestly, you guys may think I'm exaggerating, but literally every 30 seconds to a minute there is a bus passing. so you never have to wait too long to get a ride. And like I said, they take you around different places in the hotel zone, and that is as far as we needed to go. There was one day we went out of the hotel zone into the local market area to get souvenirs, and we hopped off. We were using, I'll get to that a little bit later, but we hopped off when we realized the bus was taking us off route of where we wanted to go, and we just walked the rest. We probably could take like a taxi or something, but it was like a short-ish walk, and we kind of wanted to see the place and all that good stuff, so it wasn't too bad at all. Transport is super easy and super reasonable to come by within the hotel zone in Cancun. I also should mention that the conversion rate from TT to pesos is 1 TT is equal to 3 pesos. So honestly, we felt like we were rich across there. So it technically came up to like $4 for like a trip on the bus, which is cheaper than it is here. I think right now, I haven't traveled on the bus in a while, but I think it's $6. So to pay $4, like I said, I think it's really reasonable, and it kind of negates the cost of needing a car unless you really wanted to go like somewhere way outside and you prefer to drive yourself. Now, in terms of how we got around in Cancun, we did not have data. There is the option, I can't, oh my gosh, what is the name of the place? When I remember, I will put it on the screen or down in the description box. Whereas this place in the airport where you could buy data, and I think it was like about $20 to $40 US for data. I think it was about 5 gigs they were giving you. We opted not to do that because we had, first of all, Wi-Fi in the hotel, and then also we downloaded the Google Maps offline software, and so you could download Google Maps offline map for anywhere you want to go. Just download it while you're in Wi-Fi, download Save Phone, and you could use Google Maps as if you have Wi-Fi on the go. And so that is what we used to kind of navigate ourselves while we were in Cancun, and even when we went to Isla Mujeres, which was one of the days that we did like our own kind of excursion. Now, speaking of Isla Mujeres, that was one of the places we came across when we were doing our research and looking at vlogs and different things. And if you do nothing else when you go to Cancun, I highly recommend you visit Isla Mujeres. It is a short, maybe like 20-minute ride from the hotel zone across to the island. If you guys have not seen that vlog, I will link it down in the description box and up in the cards. But y'all, it was such a great experience. Highly recommend. I believe we took the package deal, which was renting the golf cart for the entire day, as well as 2 ferry tickets to and from, and that cost us 1,100 pesos, which is a little less than 400 TT, which is amazing to rent a golf cart for the day. And for the trip, the return tickets, that was to me a steal. So highly recommend you guys do that. We boarded at Playa Tortugas. There's another ferry lower down in the hotel zone, so it kind of depends where you're staying. You need to look for the closest ferry point. And we went with Ultramar. There are a couple other ferries, but we went with Ultramar, and they dock at Playa Tortugas and Playa Delfines, I believe. I could be wrong, but like I said, we boarded at Playa Tortugas, so that is the one that I am familiar with. And so yeah, you could just hop on there, go across to the hotel zone, and come back when you're ready. I believe the first ferry leaves at 7 and 7 a.m. The last one comes back at 11 p.m. So definitely be sure to check the schedule to make sure that those kind of stand whenever you go across to Cancun. We also did the Chichen Itza, Valladolid, and Cenote tour, which was also like a must do. I think it came up to 200 US for both of us. For the entire trip, you didn't have to think or pay for anything else unless you wanted to buy like tequila or souvenirs or anything else like that. But everything was included: the transport, the entrance fee to the cenote, as well as the pyramids. Lunch was included. Everything that you really needed, water, whatever, right? So was water included? I mean, there was a different there were different levels of the package that you could take. I think we took the basic. I think water was included, but if you took the higher package, you got drinks or like different things like that, umbrella when you're walking through the pyramids. I mean, we're from the Caribbean, we're accustomed walking in hot sun, so you didn't really feel like those things were necessary. But if that's something that you're interested in, then they also cater all of that. The guy that we went with, his name was Francisco. He was really good, very informative. We had a blast. If you have not seen a video, I'll also link it up above and down in the description box as well. The other thing we did when we went to Cancun is the nightlife. Y'all. If you are not like a nightlife person, you probably will not care about this. But we had such a great time when you went to the night area. I don't know what you call that strip, but it was so good. And you could literally walk around and kind of get a sense of what different places, the entry fee for different places cost. We ended up settling on this place called La Baquita, and it was such a vibe. It was really, really cool. We had so much fun. They were playing like the kind of hip hop, kind of old school R&B, sprinkle in some dance hall, like it was sprinkling some rap, like it was a vibe. There were different places along the strip that were playing different kinds of music. Some places had EDM, some places had dancehall. We only saw that when we were leaving. We wished we had seen it before because they looked like a vibe as well. So you just kind of have to walk around and see which venue or which club kind of suits your vibe if you're into that. When we went to La Baquita, I think it was 190 pesos to enter per person, which was about 20 US, so that wasn't bad at all. And then once we got in, the drinks were really reasonable. We got like these huge Coronas, which like I only had 2 for the entire night that we were there. And I think, let me see, what the drinks were 30 pesos, so that's like 10 US. And imagine you're getting a cup like as big as your head. Like I said, I only needed 2, so that was like $20 you spent on drinks, 20 TT that we spent on drinks for the entire night per person. So that was not bad at all. That's another thing, like walking around in that kind of strip area, and even throughout Mexico, like a lot of people are willing to bargain with you. I am not much of a bargainer. Like I feel like if I am interested in purchasing something from you, if it's within my budget, I will buy it. If not, I am generally not going to try to beat down your price, but you can do that. They are very receptive to it. That is just personally not my vibe. If I can afford it, I will buy it. If I can't, I will move along to someone who has it at a cheaper price. That is just me. But they are very, very receptive to you bargaining with them because, of course, they want the sale. And I feel like the pandemic hit a lot of people. And so as things are now opening back up a lot more, they are just really anxious to get money to be able to support their families. So as much as possible, if you can, support the locals wherever you see them. And that's kind of something that we prioritized there as well. Someone on my Instagram also asked me about scammers. I guess a lot of people have heard that, you know, Cancun or places where there are different types of cultures mixing, that you can tend to get people who would scam you. Never once did we feel scammed. There were no scammers, nobody like really out of timing trying to talk to you or like be aggressive towards you. We didn't experience any of that. In terms of safety and security, while we were in the hotel zone and even when we were walking through like the local area to get to Mercados 28, which was the marketplace I told you guys about earlier, we felt super safe walking along. Like we never had anybody come up to us or like accost us. There were tons of police driving up and down the hotel zone, so that was really good. Everybody was super friendly. Whoever we met up with, they were super friendly, especially on Isla Mujeres. They were so friendly. I feel like they were a lot more tourist oriented, even though the entire of Cancun is, but across there they were way more friendly. And so I really appreciated that. We never once felt unsafe at all. And we were out like till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Never bothered us. One thing though is that I felt like as Black people, we felt a little bit of like a sore thumb. Like we kind of stuck out everywhere. There were tons of different types of people, like Americans, Europeans, but we didn't see anybody else except one family on Isla Mujeres that looked like us. So that was a little bit different, but other than that, like we felt super safe and everybody was super welcoming, super friendly the entire time. I will say though that if you do have anxiety, do try to get in and out of the Cancun airport as quickly as possible, because there are tons of people just like bombarding you trying to find out, do you need a taxi? Do you need this? Do you need that? And so if that situation just kind of makes you anxious, get in and out as quickly as possible and see my previous tip about booking your travel from before. Now, another thing we came across in doing our research is that people were asking about, or people were mentioning that usually the tip culture is really big in Mexico because a lot of their guests come from the US where tip culture is also big. We're not super huge on like tipping everybody for everything where I come from in Trinidad. Yes, of course you tip the server at the end when you get your bill, but I feel like in America it's a lot more commonplace to like tip everybody that you meet. We did tip our driver because he was really good. And we tipped the persons who cleaned our room when we were leaving. We left a tip for them as well. Other than that, we didn't really tip much, and I felt like when we were doing research, a lot of people were saying that, you know, in order for you to get good service in Cancun, make sure and tip everybody because they will kind of not treat you the same as if you do tip. And I felt like our service was really good regardless. Like people were saying, make sure to tip your bartenders every time they bring you a drink. Make sure and tip like everybody you meet basically. And we didn't have that experience. Like our service was really good regardless. So definitely if you are into or wanting to tip persons, because I'm pretty sure their wages aren't the best, and if you want to slip them a little something extra, you can do that. Just make sure you work with like smaller change to be able to do that as frequently as you want to. But definitely I don't think that not tipping is going to affect your service. It might, who knows, depending on the person that you get, but generally speaking, our experience, we didn't feel like every time the bartender gave us a drink we needed to tip him. Of course, yes, we would give him something or whatever, but it wasn't a situation where, oh, if you don't tip, we're going to treat you like crap. Never had that experience. And the last note that I have is the language barrier. And honestly, it was not an issue. Unless you saw that one clip. And I had a little brain fart for like a couple seconds. But generally speaking, everybody in the hotel zone mostly could talk English, or at least try to articulate to you what you were trying to say, or try to figure out what you were trying to say and articulate back to you. Even if they weren't like fluently speaking English, a lot of the persons were able to kind of function. Definitely within the hotel zone, the majority of people spoke like fluent English. So that's not a problem. But of course, it doesn't hurt to like know certain Spanish words across there just to be polite. Hola, muy bien. Like the more common phrases, hi, how you going? Thank you very much. By those basic things just to show a respect and to make them feel comfortable as well. So yeah, that is definitely one of the things that we did. Trinidad, who was our bus driver, he really just caught me off guard. Like I was like, ooh, rewind to Form 5 Spanish real quick because I haven't spoken Spanish in a while. But that was the only thing. The majority of people will speak English, and you will not feel as though like there's a huge language barrier that you need to overcome. So yeah guys, one thing I don't think I touched on in this video, and I want this video on its own to be very comprehensive. We stayed at the RIU Caribe, and I wanted to kind of give our experience staying at that hotel. The staff were very friendly. They had 4 restaurants, about 5 or 6 bars, so you never felt like you had to rush or like push or like feel deprived to get food. I'm not sure how things are now and if they've gone back to full capacity, but when we were there, it seemed pretty full. There were a lot of people, but not to the point where you felt like confined and like overcrowded. So that was good. Their food was good. The Asian restaurant was by far my favorite that we got to try. We didn't get to try the steak restaurant, unfortunately, which is interesting because, again, when we did our research, they said make sure and book reservations for the restaurants, the specialty restaurants that you want to try out. We tried to book as soon as we landed and we're checking in. We tried to book reservations for the steak restaurant. The guy at the front desk was like, no, take no reservations. You just have to go on your night. We tried to go 2 different nights, and both nights were full. Like you needed to get there like as soon as the restaurant opened and put your name down on a waiting list, kind of full. We even had to do that for the Asian restaurant, and the guy told us, come back within a little half an hour. We'll fix you up. So we just went by the bar, chill out for a little bit, and then check them back. The Mexican restaurant was good. I enjoyed it. Hubby is not a huge fan of Mexican food, so I don't think he enjoyed it as much. That was probably our least favorite restaurant, specialty restaurant at the hotel. And I heard the steak was really good. I wish we could have tried it, but we didn't. And the buffet restaurant, which was the main restaurant, their food was really good. They had tons of options, lots of variety. You never got bored like eating the same thing at all, so that was great. Our rooms were always clean, like always clean. I didn't expect them to come like every day, especially with COVID. I thought they would come like every couple of days or whatever, but they came every day and cleaned, made up your bed, restocked the minibar, which was free. We also had alcohol dispensers in the room. They did the most and made sure that every time our room was topped up and made to look very clean, very neat. So we appreciated that. Did I say the staff was friendly? The staff was friendly. The drinks were decent. They were like all-inclusive drinks, so not very strong, not premium liquor by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good for the price. It is RIU Caribe was a budget all-inclusive hotel in the hotel zone, so keep that in mind. It was also very family friendly. Whoa, go, 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 go. Family oriented, so if you have kids, they would enjoy staying there. They also had a lot of activities for the kids at night, during the day. So if that's something that you're not interested in at all and you kind of just want to be alone with your partner or whoever you go with, whether it's like a girls' line, guys' line, whatever, they have other RIUs that are more catered for adults only, so you could definitely check that out. But I would recommend them for sure, depending on what your taste preference is like. So now that I've gotten that out of me, I think that is finally it. I think I've covered everything I needed to cover in this video. If I have not and you still have questions, definitely drop that down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer it. If I feel like it requires a whole separate video, I will do that for you guys. But I think I covered mostly everything. So yeah, that is all I have for you guys. If you've gotten to this point in the video and you're not yet subscribed, sis or sir, I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Be sure to continue to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Take care, guys. Bye.